my name is Uni, and welcome back to my survival world here. And today we have a new project to work on, and an old project is once again being delayed. Yes, the Hexagon City. I am still working on it. I am a slow builder, and I've only made 5 of the structures over there, so I am still working on it to at least get an entire quarter of that city done in a single episode. But for now, to tie you all over, I have a new project to work on, something that I've actually been pretty excited about, and I've been wanting to start for a week or so now, and that is an entire mine system over here. But more importantly, we are building a trestle. Now, what is a trestle, you might be asking? Is it something you do when you're trying to rescue your friends but also do a tray flip on a kickboard? Not quite exactly. It is more or less an old type of bridge for a train. Now, the train isn't actually going to be on this episode. I might build it in the future. Maybe not at all, because I am once again lazy and not able to complete old projects. But it is going to be the focus of today's episode, which will be the trestle itself. And it's going to be big. There's going to be these huge A-frames that go up, and then they're going to support themselves in a nice crisscross pattern. And there's going to be a huge little system of rails going into this mountain for transportation, and then into this mountain, of course, because this is where the mine will be. So we'll get started on that right now with a nice little time lapse, but buckle up because this is going to be a really cool one right now. And what a nice time lapse that was. And we are, we're almost done. I forgot something here. I got to go ahead and blow my goat horn and then show the reveal. There we go. Okay, much better. So now this thing should be entirely done, and we can go ahead and fly around and check out the outside of it here. And actually, we'll go ahead and cut to a bit of B-roll shot so you can see even better. Around this thing, I wanted to have a nice sort of structure to it. So we have the A-frames going up about 5 blocks each until they meet up right at the top in the middle. And at the top there, you can see the rails, you see the little guardrails as well. And then the fireplaces are used as the sort of kind of plank walk for workers who are going out there to try to do some maintenance. Now, these things are pretty rickety, but they're also very old school. So that's why they're not really modern and built like the old one back in the beginning of the series. I had made one that was entirely deep slate, but this right here, it's all wood. And in fact, the wood here, let me go ahead and jump back here. The wood is actually from all the trees that I had planted in this huge water area from where the Hexagon City was built. And then if we go down here, you'll notice there's a lot of podzol around the area. And the reason there's a lot of podzol here is because I wanted to make this place look like it had been just covered with silt and a bunch of sediment and all sorts of things that just fall to the bottom. So everything at the base here was podzol. And how did I get that podzol? Well, I had to cut down a lot of spruce trees, and all those spruce trees were saved up. All those logs were used. And now we have, if I can just get into the sky here. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Let's fly into the sky and see a nice view. Oh my God. This is huge. This expands all the way across the valley. Oh my God. And we're going to pretend that this thing was built way before this thing was ever made, because I'm assuming there would have just been a regular old valley here. There will be a creek here eventually. In fact, we'll get that done in a little bit. But The idea is that the water is flowing from the dam, but if this were to ever burst in any sort of scenario, this thing would go bye-bye. I mean, it would be a disaster, especially environmentally. So, for now, we're going to work on the mines. Now, there's going to be an entrance here and an entrance here. This is going to be the mine. This is going to actually connect up all the way over here to the other tracks, and there's going to be a connector within the mountain itself, but we're just going to, pretend that there is a connection, when in reality, I'm not even going to be like going through here at all. This is just going to be empty space. And then we'll just kind of make a little pretend thing over by this. So this right here is where it goes into the mountain. But then right here, we're going to pretend, as I said before, that it's going to come through here and there's going to be a connector rail. And we'll just kind of work with that, Maybe we'll make it functional one day, but for now, it is a nice little thing to look at. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start up on building the mine. So I have a story completely unrelated to what we just did in the time lapse. A couple days ago, I was going to the store literally just to get a soda and maybe a couple other items like some French fries or something. And I happened to completely misplace where my wallet was. And I just left it there, left it at the store, completely unattended. And luckily, someone was very nice and they turned it in to the front desk at the store. And I was able to get it back within like 10 minutes of me realizing I hadn't had it in my wallet or my pocket that whole time. And this is, I think, marking 5 years of having not lost my wallet. So be careful because it could happen at any moment. And just a nice little reminder to, do your checks, wallet, keys, and phone. Anyways, let's talk about what we did during the time lapse. We have ourselves a nice new mine here. And oh my goodness, I'm dropping frames. I think my render distance is too far, but I wanted to show off what's all over here because it looks really nice. For some reason, I get like 50 frames looking this way and about 65 frames looking this way. But for now, here is our nice little mine. Now, this is something I am pretty proud of because it actually has a geologic significance to it. So this, I am pretending, the basalts that we had over there by the waterfall and whatnot. So this is an intrusion of lava. And then on the inside, there is a hydrothermal vent that went along that intrusion, and it deposited a bunch of minerals and whatnot inside of this little feature of the basalt itself. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the basalt, but it would be like, just sort of precipitated out minerals. So you can find like copper or maybe, some cinnabar and other things. But of course, we don't have those kinds of materials in the game. So for now, we're just pretending that this is where we find some really cool stuff. And I should actually add in a bunch of quartz because quartz is also pretty correlated very well with like gold and chromium, I believe. So we'll work on that another time. I don't want to get too into the weeds on actually making the mine look realistic because today was all about the trestle here. But if we go back over here, you'll see that we have a tiny little entrance into the mountain, and this, of course, also is not quite done. As said earlier, we are not going to worry about that quite yet. I might even just do it off camera to connect it to the other side of the mountain there and have a T intersection with the other rails. But this is the coup de grace of the recent time lapse we just did. This is a nice little crane that will actually have sort of like a function. It doesn't actually do anything other than, stand there, but the idea is that it has an arm that will swing from the rails and then pivot over to a road that we will eventually build. And this road's going to follow this line right here and connect up over to this side at this road right here. Here it is. Yeah, this guy. I completely forgot about it until I was building that. And I thought, you know what? a nice little crane would help out, and we could connect it up eventually. So that is the idea behind this thing. It basically just takes all the ores and things that they find in the mine, and it transports it over to the road, which will go down to the refineries down below, which eventually I think we'll make something for that. We'll make like a little a place to refine ores and some assaying. And yes, that is a word. That is an official term for a mining operation. Assaying, it means to extract minerals from ore and to concentrate it. So, with that being said, I believe... Oh my god, I keep doing that. This bridge is very, very treacherous. But with that being said, I think this is the end of the episode today. My name is Uni. Thank you so much for watching today. I am jogging it out. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, because even though the videos are coming out less frequently, I believe they are going up quite a lot in quality. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.